and 20 cents. I reduced Cannon Beach Arts Association by $2,500. So the new average for Cannon Beach Arts is $18,249.80. And I reduced Helena Arts Colony by $2,500. And now their new average would be $21,313.20. All other lines on the spreadsheet that Sherry sent out yesterday are unchanged.
Sorry, guys. Betty, do you want me to send it to the Hawaiian?
Hawaiian Tail, maybe. Yeah, send it to Hawaiian Tail because I won't get it till tomorrow for CenturyLink.
Okay.
Although I like to keep my my work on that one, but that's okay.
Do you mind telling us the increase for the harbor as it wasn't being recorded? I had to hit recording.
Oh, okay. So I'll go over that one more time. So I increased my recommendation for Restoration House from $5,000 to $10,000, which resulted in a changed average recommendation for the group to $9,042.20. Can we do all of them?
We don't need to do all of them, just that one, because I hit record. At wrong time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I
So
sent you guys get it?
Not yet.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, shoot. And you sent it to Hawaiian Tail.
yeah, just let me verify that. The Greenhouse Hawaii.
Oh, okay, that one. All right. That's actually for my junk mail.
Oops.
Right. No, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Oh, I have it here, Stacy.
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay. So, would you all like to go line by line?
Oh, shoots.
Do you want to go by person and see if anybody has any other changes they'd like to make, or if everybody's
Stacy, my number, when I try to open it, it says the amount numbers is invalid.
Did I send it in numbers and not in Excel? I thought I sent the Excel version.
Well, it says this document preliminary, blah, blah, blah. Amount dot numbers is invalid. The inbox.
Did you guys, did you get it, Betty or Anita? Nope. We'll unmute you, hold on.
Yeah, I got it as a numbers file too, not Excel.
Okay, yeah, I can't open my file.
Okay, let me try one more time, guys.
Now I got muted again. It's
Anita.
okay.
I didn't do it.
Betty.
If you need to, I can run to my computer and go send it.
No, I don't know why, I thought I'd sent it as an Excel and it went into numbers.
It's all my fault, and I'm so sorry.
It's all right. That's numbers, cancel. Here's Excel. All right, now try again.
I still want this. I was gonna keep it in
No.
our file folder here. It's like I got everybody's votes in here.
Okay. Tell me if you guys got that. I don't think I sent it to you, Mark, that way, because you got it as a numbers file, but just Anita and Betty.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it yet, but
Okay.
I'm.
So I guess the question is, does anybody have any changes they would like to make to their preliminary amounts?
Me,
No, I'm good.
Okay, so then what that looks like then is the average, I'll just go through the averages for all these different entities, these nice organizations. So the American Legion, 8,700, Camp Kawanalong, 0, Cannon Beach Arts Association, 18,249.80, Cannon Beach Chorus, 2,100, Cannon Beach History Center, 36.99, Clatsop Casa, 7,873.60, El Centro Northwest, 4,428.80, North Coast Food Web, 4,721, North Coast Land Conservancy, 4,921, Restoration House, $9,042.20, Sea Turtles Forever, 9,642, Seaside Hall, 1968.40, Sunset Parks, 2,952.60, the South County Food Bank, 3,936.80, the Cannon Beach Academy, 14,763.20, the Harbor, 11,846.40, Tolovana Arts Colony, $21,313.20, Wildlife Center of the North Coast, 9,842, for a total of 140,000. So is everybody okay with all that?
Yes,
do these organizations know that their grant amount is an average from the committee members? You know,
I
so
would-
say they're asking for 10,000, but they get 9,482.20. Do they understand that that's an average?
I would assume they understand that.
Okay.
I can't answer that for sure, but I would assume they understand that.
Well, I think that they should be aware of it, just so that they're not wondering and scratching their head, as I might, you know, how did they pull that number out from our application for this amount?
Well, I know that the process hasn't changed for a long period of time, and every year it's the same applicants that are applying, so I
They
do,
probably
I
do
do know.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a good question, Anita. I don't recall that our packet that we send out specifically says that, but this is published. The spreadsheet is published, I think. I mean, it's public record.
I think the averages are published.
Well, I mean, like,
Yeah.
this would be available after this meeting
Mhm.
to anybody that wanted to see it. So I know at least some of the organizations are aware of the specifics, but I don't know that I have ever specifically said that it was an average personally.
I don't know, it might be worth including somewhere for future new applicants that the grant awards are based on the average from the committee members, just so that they fully understand how the number that they're being awarded was arrived at.
Yeah, because some of them are odd amounts, right? 60 cents.
Right, you know, 20 cents, $42, and, you know, so it just, you know, it's just, I would be curious how that number was arrived at if I didn't know that it was an average from the committee.
We can certainly add that.
Just
Or-
something to think about.
Or when we send our letters out with their awards, we could have it in there.
Or just, you know, when the packets go out, that somewhere, you know, there's just a little asterisk that community grant awards are based on the average submitted by the committee members.
Okay,
I don't see any harm in that at all.
no, then they'll understand.
Yeah, just transparency there.
Mhm.
And I would assume that that's how a lot of granting organizations do that. that they have a team, they have a group of people that all discuss, you know, what they think, what they recommend, and then I would assume some of them, at least some of them take the average.
Right, but just the process of how that average is calculated.
Great. Okay, well, certainly, we can certainly do that.
Okay.
Okay, so if there are no other changes that any of you would like for the documents, then I think we need to make a motion to approve the averages, and then the numbers will go in front of the council on the 12th, oh, sorry, let me start again, the 11th of June. And then they'll be voted on, and they're the first meeting in July. Let me just get my calendar. Yeah, council work session, June 11th. Parks and Community Services Committee representative makes a presentation of their recommendations to the council. And then July 2nd is the council meeting for adoption of the grant recommendations.
So I was just curious, I've been meaning to watch the budget meeting, how we got an extra $30,000. I mean, that was wonderful. I mean, it just made it so easy to give everybody pretty much what they requested. And I just am curious and grateful for how the budget committee decided to raise the community grant amount.
It was a shock. I got the email and I was like, what? It was great. And I think Les, you listened to that part of the meeting.
I did. I was going to, let's see. I sent a note out that had, oh, it was a text actually, probably. Hang on one second. I'm gonna tell you at what point in the meeting, if you want to go listen in to start. Yeah, I think I sent that to you, Stacy. Yeah.
I think it was an email.
Yeah, well, anyway, so while I'm looking at it, but I don't know, I have mixed feelings, but I do think that it's a nice gesture from the city to, increase their ask. Because I had noticed that generally asks from each of these organizations were higher than they have been in the past.
Mhm.
And many of them talked about, increased needs.
I think it was like 2 hours and 7 minutes or something into them.
Yeah, I don't know, I can't find it,
I can't
but I will.
But yeah, there was a discussion, I guess, in the first meeting, the first budget meeting, about possibly raising them. And then there was the finalized discussion in the last budget meeting last week. And I think the determination, or from what I understand, there were some organizations starting to ask for line items. And I think doing a lot of research, they found that the process is better going through a community grant than having line items.
I see.
And so they increase the amount to the community grants to help that.
Okay.
Is that correct?
I know that some of the funds were moved because of getting rid of those line items, but I only know of one in particular,
Right.
but I did not listen to the budget thing, so.
Yeah.
One of the things I have a question about is, I mean, when we had 110,000, it was agonizing. And then all of a sudden we have this wonderful bounty. Is there a way to wait until we find out how much we get so we don't have to go through the agony?
Well, it was a little confusing because originally it was 90 and then the budget was going to be 110. And that's what my understanding that initially we were using the 110 and then it went to 130. So I think that's where we all got a little bit, I got a little bit lost in where I was going, but yeah.
Yeah, so Anita and the group, if you go back to the budget meeting, that the one that occurred on the 9th of May, starting at 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Okay,
Find the relevant discussion.
And was that on 16th or the 9th?
No, that's the 9th, the
Okay.
meeting on the 9th.
Okay.
thank you, Les.
Yeah. Betty, but we've never seen this happen before that I can think of where the preliminary number changed due to the
Right.
budget. This is
Right.
a new thing.
Because they
Yeah.
were, obviously, we were asking for 110.
Yeah.
And so we had already figured out, what we do with 110. And so it was definitely a pleasant surprise that we had 30,000 more than that to
Yeah.
distribute, because, there's so many worthwhile organizations.
So Parks
It was-
went into the budget committee and asked for the extra 20,000 from last year?
No, Parks didn't go in.
No, so we presented to the budget committee the 110, which was the 20 more that we were asking. And they came back to us with to the 140. So they're the ones that countered with the increase.
50,000, okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
that's a big jump.
That's a big jump.
And part of it, and we all know, part of it was the line item for Sea Turtles Forever. That's why we went so high on the ask, because we were trying to recoup that 10,000 to get rid of it on the line item and just carry it over to the budget or to the community grant side. So we were gonna get that allocated. And then we were good with that, but the budget committee is the one that recommended a higher amount for us.
Had they seen the worksheet that we were going to be working with to know that the ask was significantly more than the give?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I didn't share it.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, the ask always is a lot higher than what we can actually give out.
Right.
So I think they know that
Yeah.
the ask is always higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when you hear, when they had their conversation, they were well aware of the total amount of the ask relative to what we had. But I don't know that they knew the specific lines, at least I never shared them.
And it was, I mean, we had it recorded in public, so maybe they did listen to our
Yeah,
last one and took note of who was asking for what.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is great.
I mean,
Yeah.
almost everyone got what they asked for, so.
It was a game changer
Yeah.
for sure.
well, yeah, everyone got, on a percentage basis, a much stronger
Mhm,
award than we've been able to do in the past.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, would somebody like to make a motion?
Well, so I'll make a motion that, the corrected, grant spreadsheet, be accepted by this committee and recommended, and we make that recommendation to the city council.
Thank you.
Does that sound okay?
Yes. I second that.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion on that? Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
I
Any opposed? All righty, thank you so much. Yeah, it'll be interesting when when we're all finished with this process. I think it'll be interesting to have a discussion about how we think it worked to shorten the timeline just a little bit so we can get the funds out to the organizations a little earlier. So thanks for that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sherry, because it's a little bit condensed. So thank you. One other thing I wanted to start everybody thinking about is, do we want an event? Do we want to piggyback onto an event to distribute the checks? Or would we like to just have the checks mailed? So,
I like the idea that we would have it at one of the music fests so that a lot of people would be there. And it would be honoring the people that are getting the money. And it would also show people that the city helps all these organizations. So it would be a win-win, I think.
Anybody else have a thought?
Well, I agree with Betty.
Okay, thank you.
I agree, with Betty, as far as the value of having a public award ceremony. I just want to be sensitive. There may be people that becomes a hardship to show up to. And I'm not sure how to balance that necessarily, but in general, I think that we should be proud of what the city is able to do and share that with everybody.
Right. Yeah, and so then we would have two different music options. One would be to take advantage of one of the events that the Tolovano Arts Colony puts on, and those are on Sunday nights. The other would be, I assume the city's gonna do the Thursday night concerts again this year. And so that would be our other option. Talking to people who've been very involved with nonprofits for quite a few years, they've said Sundays can be pretty hard for a nonprofit to show up. And so the question would be, would a Thursday night be better than a Sunday night?
Yeah.
So be thinking about that. And then I think in our June meeting, we should probably finalize what we'd like to do and get that information on to council.
Okay.
So yeah. So anybody have anything else they'd like to go discuss? No? Okay. Anything for good of the order? I just want to thank everybody for this process. Again, there's so many good organizations out there, and it's nice to be able to help them a little or a lot.
Yeah.
So, okay, then we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Fair day.
Bye.